My mother-in-law came back from a lavish 2-week trip to Hawaii and mockingly said, "I really enjoyed using your $120,000 for this lavish trip." I was shocked and quickly said, "That money belonged to my husband's boss. The police are now looking for it." Her face went pale. After returning from a week-long international trip, I was surprised when my mother-in-law, Megan, called me, sounding very pleased. She mentioned something about us saving $120,000. Confused, I tried to recall when I might have saved such a large amount. As a freelance jewelry designer, I do have a savings account for emergencies, but I don't keep big sums of money on hand, and my bank card was with me the entire time. No one else should have had access to withdraw that much from my account. Megan then told me she had taken the money from a drawer, saying, "You guys are doing well, so it's fine." This left me confused. Before I could ask more questions, she quickly thanked me and hinted at needing financial help in the future before hanging up. I was puzzled about the missing $120,000 until my husband, Jerry, came home and explained that it was all a misunderstanding. A month later, Megan started calling me repeatedly. I ignored the calls at first, but after seeing over 90 missed calls on my phone, I felt I had to answer. When I did, Megan's voice was angry, accusing me of ignoring her. She seemed to feel wronged, but I saw it as a result of her assumptions. I am Lily, a 40-year-old freelance jewelry designer busy with work and hoping to have children someday. My husband, Jerry, used to have a corporate job but now helps me run my growing design business. Early in our marriage, my design work was slow, and we mostly relied on Jerry's steady income. Now that my business is doing well, our roles and responsibilities have changed, but so have our challenges, especially with dealing with unexpected family misunderstandings about money. As I approached the age of 37, my career as a jewelry designer was really taking off, and I needed to get better organized because my schedule was getting busier. Seeing the growing demands of my business, Jerry, who had a good job and was set for a promotion, made a big decision. He quit his job to work with me. He used his management skills to help us run our business. Together, we secured contracts with well-known international brands, which improved both our work and our personal lives. However, with success came new challenges, especially with Jerry's mother, Megan. Megan lived alone in the family home and saw our lives as very luxurious. She often asked us for money, saying things like, "You always seem to be living so lavishly, I'm jealous." Part of my job involved attending product launches and dinners with executives, but Megan thought these were just for fun. Her requests for money became more frequent and personal. For example, she once asked for money to throw a party for a friend. While it might seem like we could easily afford to help her, maintaining our business image was expensive and came with many obligations. We weren't living in luxury, these were necessary parts of our work. Megan, however, was envious and sarcastic, not understanding the true nature of our expenses. She would say things like, "Dressed up beautifully, eating at expensive places, I envy you." Despite my repeated refusals, Jerry, being her son, would sometimes give in to her requests, thinking it was easier to keep her happy than to deal with the disruption it might cause. "If giving her a little money keeps her quiet, then it's worth it," he would say. But Megan's demands only grew. Recently, she asked for a new dress for an upcoming gathering. When Jerry suggested a more affordable option, she insisted it had to be something fancy and even wanted a matching bag. This left us feeling frustrated. To try and manage her frequent requests, Jerry had set up a credit card in Megan's name and asked her to use it for her expenses. At first, she overspent and was warned by Jerry. He asked her to let us know before making big purchases, but she continued to spend extravagantly. This pattern of constant financial demands left both Jerry and me feeling stressed as we tried to balance supporting family with keeping our business strong and sustainable. I found a beautiful ring and couldn't resist buying it, though I regret not telling Jerry first. Unfortunately, the bill was really high. If spending continues like this, maybe it's best to return the card. We simply can't afford these costs. The credit card was in Megan's name, but Jerry was the one managing and paying the bills. Megan seemed to misunderstand the purpose of the credit card, treating it as if there was no limit. She didn't realize that every purchase would eventually need to be paid for, and since the money wasn't coming directly from her, she kept using it freely. Seeing the need to control spending, Jerry decided to set a limit on her card. This led to Megan coming into our home one day, upset and complaining. "What the heck? I couldn't pay for my shopping the other day." "Why?" she asked. We explained that her excessive spending was straining our finances, which meant we had to lower her monthly limit. "It's still enough, right?" Jerry asked, trying to keep things peaceful. Megan protested, saying, "You two are still dressing up and going to fancy places. How is what I'm doing any different?" We tried to explain that these activities were part of our jobs, not just for fun, but Megan didn't see the difference. "If that's a job, then what I'm doing isn't any different. It's unfair that only you two get to have all the fun," she argued. While it's true that our work involves attending events in luxurious venues, these are professional obligations, not leisure. Despite her misunderstandings, setting a spending limit on Megan's credit card seemed to calm things down a bit. Occasionally, Megan would visit and complain to Jerry, but overall, life went on without major disruptions. As the end of the year approached, an exciting opportunity came up. A foreign brand manufacturer offered us a chance to expand our business by moving overseas. The idea thrilled me, as it could elevate my status as a top-tier designer. Jerry, always supportive, was eager to take the leap. "It's a chance we have to take," he said. However, the idea of moving abroad brought a new concern, Megan. Given her past behavior, we worried she might want to come with us. While living internationally was appealing, the thought of dealing with Megan's demands in a new country was overwhelming. When we shared our plans to move overseas with Megan that weekend, she reacted exactly as we expected. "I want to come too," she said, thinking our move would be like a long vacation. Jerry tried to explain, "We're going there for work. It won't be as fun as you think," but Megan didn't believe him. "You're trying to trick me. You plan to live even more lavishly without me around," she accused. "We're not moving there permanently. We'll come back after our work is done," I tried to reassure her. But Megan shot back, "You say that, but you're planning to leave me behind, aren't you?" Jerry and I were tired of having the same argument over and over. To find a middle ground, Jerry suggested, okay, we can't take you with us, but how about we pay for a week-long trip for you instead? Megan's mood brightened. Really? Are you sure? She asked. We'll cover your flight and hotel, but you'll need to handle the rest, Jerry confirmed. She seemed happy with that, at least for the moment. However, the peace didn't last long. A few days later, while Jerry was busy with the move preparations, Megan showed up unexpectedly. Hey, Lily, she said, I want to shop over there too. Can you give me some money? What about the card Jerry gave you? I asked, knowing she had a credit card for such expenses. Megan's face dropped. That's the thing. Jerry took it away from me the other day, she admitted. It seemed she had been spending too much, and Jerry, anticipating the challenges of managing money with different currency rates overseas, had taken the card away. I don't have that kind of money on hand either. I can't give you money without Jerry's approval, I said, suggesting she ask Jerry. Megan got frustrated. It's no use asking him, that's why I'm asking you. Megan did go on an 18-day trip abroad, which I assumed Jerry managed to fund somehow. When she returned, she called me excitedly. I'm back, and it was so fun, she shared, telling me all about her sightseeing and dining adventures. Even though I hadn't asked, I overbought souvenirs and couldn't fit them in my suitcase, so I had them shipped here. Can't wait for them to arrive, she added. That's nice, I replied, trying to sound neutral even though I felt a bit overwhelmed. Thanks to the money you saved up, I had a blast, she exclaimed. Saved up money? What are you talking about? I asked, confused and a little worried as I had no memory of setting aside money for her spending. I found it in your house's sideboard drawer, Megan said, claiming she took $120,000. I was shocked. Why would such a large amount of cash be kept at home, especially in a drawer where anyone could find it? Confused, I confronted her.